Okay, the multi-step equations worksheet from class today. So just going to run through each of these real fast. We did a couple in class to start off, but I'm going to go through all 16 problems. And if you want to just go to a certain problem, just either fast forward or whatever you want to do, but you don't have to sit and watch all of them. For the first one, a lot of these require you to use distributive property. So you have to do distributive property with the 3 first. That's at the beginning. So that's going to go to both of those numbers. So you have -3. It's multiplied to x gives us 3x. Then 3 times 9 is going to give us -27. We still have the plus 10x. And we still have the -34. Next, we can combine like terms on the left side. So I have -3x and a positive 10x. If I combine those, I get positive 7x. We still have the -27 and we still have the -34. Next, we can get the 27 over to the other side. It's currently -27. So we need to add 27 to both sides to get rid of it. We now have 7x equals, if we add these together, that's a difference of -7. So now, to get x by itself, divide off 7, and our answer is going to be x equals -1. Number 2, we have, and I'm sorry, I have a new document camera this year, and for some reason it's jumping like this. There's nothing I can do to get that to stop. I've tried a few things. So sorry about that, but we'll just have to deal with it until I can get that figured out. Number 2, we have, again, distributive property. This time we have a negative sign in front of our parentheses. So that gets distributed to both. There's no number to distribute with it. On the other side of the equation, we have -2. So that gets distributed to both. So we're going to have on this side 8a minus 5a minus 1 equals 8 minus 2a plus 6. And then we're going to combine like terms. So we have 8a minus 5a is 3a. Still have the -1. We can combine our like terms for our constants here. 8 and 6 combine together to give us 14. Then we have the 2a can be brought across by adding it, since we're going across the equal sign. So that's a positive 5a. The -1 can be brought the other way by adding it. So that gives us positive 15. Finally, divide both sides by 5, and a is 3. So it's on that one, is 3. Number 3. Again, distribute. So we have 4w plus 8 equals 6w minus 6. We still have the 2w. Combine like terms, so combine those two values. We have 4w plus 8 still on this side. 6 and -2 gives us 4. And we still have that -6. We can bring the 4w across, so minus 4w minus 4w. That cancels off. Oh, it's canceling off over here as well. Now, I could have done my constants in the same step, which is what I did in class. So I ended up getting 0 on one side. But at this point, I actually have 8 equals -6. Whether you combine your like terms or not, at this point, w has canceled off. We have an answer that no longer has a variable, and it gives us a false statement. If we get a false statement like that, that means that we have no solution. If we ended up with a true statement, that would have been infinitely many. And we do have one on here that does have infinitely many. This one, though, was false, so it's no solution. On number 4, distribute the 3 to both values in the parentheses. That's 15n. 3 times 4 is -12. On the other side, it's still the same. Combine like terms on the same side. We'll subtract the 8n from both sides. So those cancel off. I'm going to bring the 12 over to the other side by adding it. So those cancel off. So 15 minus 8, that's going to leave us with 7. 2 and 12, that's going to give us 14. Divide both sides by 7, and n is 2. Number 5. Again, lots of distributing to start off. We have to distribute on both sides. On this side, it's just the 2 that's being distributed, so that gives us 18y minus 2. The 99 is still here on this side. On this side, we're distributing the 7, but again, we also have to make sure we distribute that sign with it. So -7, that becomes -21. And then this will become +28y. And most common mistake here is to not distribute the negative. So be careful, that should become positive. Now we want to combine like terms. Well, currently we do have like terms on the right side of the equation, the 99 and the -21. So if we combine those, that's going to leave us with 78. Now we want to get like terms to the same side. Doesn't matter which way you bring it. I'm actually going to go ahead and bring my y over to this side this time, just so that I end up with a positive number for my y. So I'm going to go ahead and subtract 18y from both sides. Cancels off here. I'm going to bring the 78 over to the other side. So minus 78 minus 78. It's that part to cancel off. We're going to have -80 equals 10y. If you had done it the other way and got the y's on the left side of the equation, only difference is you would have had -10 equals +80. But once you do the next step of dividing, you're going to have the same answer. So divide by 10, and you get 8 equals y. And number 6, distribute 2 to both values. That's 20 minus 12h equals h minus 8h. You can combine those values on this side. That gives us -7h. This side's still the same. We can go ahead and bring the 12 over by adding 12 to both sides. So we now still have the 20 on the left side. This side, oh, that canceled off. This side, we now have a difference of 5h. Divide by 5. And we get 4 is equal to h. On number 7, this time distributing 3 to both parts. We get 5z plus 9z minus 24 equals 12 plus 18z. Now, we can combine like terms, 5 and 9 gives us 14z. We can make sure we get all of our like terms the same side. So I'm going to go ahead and take the 14z and subtract it. And it could go either way. The 12, we're going to bring that over to the other side, also by subtracting. Here the 12s cancel out. Here the 14s cancel out. On the left side, we are now left with -24 minus 12, which is -36. On this side, +18 and -14 gives us a difference of 4. So we have 4z, divide off the 4, and our final answer, z, is equal to, this is going to be -9. On 8, we're just distributing the negative sign to both of these. So we have m minus 5 plus 3m. On the side, 7m plus 10. Combine like terms, m and 3m is 4m. Still have the -5. This side hasn't changed yet. We can bring the 4, let's go ahead and bring m to the other side this time. I'm going to subtract 7m minus 7m. If I bring the m this way, I'm going to bring the constant the other way. So I'm going to add +5. Those cancel off. We're now left with the difference here of 3m. On this side, 15. Divide both sides by 3, and m is 5. Wait. I made one little mistake there. There's a mistake with our negative sign. This was -7. That was a +4. There should have been a -3. So we're dividing by -3, which made this -5. Now, on to the back. Nope. Here we go. On the next side, so number 9, we have the 6 on front, had to distribute. 6 times 9 is 54y. Minus 6 times 4 is 24. Here we had 52y. Let's go ahead and just bring this across the other way. So we have minus 54y. This is with -24 equals -2y. Divide off -2. And when we divide off -2, we are left with 12 equals y. On number 10, distribute the 3 and distribute the 12. So we have 6v plus 15v minus 12 equals 24v plus 60. Combine like terms, 6 and 15 gives us 21. On this side, nothing to combine just yet. We are going to bring like terms to the same side. Let's go ahead and bring the 24 across by subtracting it. And the 12 I'll bring over to the other side by adding. Those cancel off, and those cancel off. We're now left with -3v equals 72. Divide both sides by -3. If you're trying to do this in your head without a calculator, we do have a negative value because one was positive, one was negative. 3 goes into 7 2 times with 1 left over. So then it would be 12. 12 divided by 3 is 4. So that's 24. So we have -24 as our final answer. On number 7, again, distribute this 7 to both parts. Distribute the 5 to both parts. That's 70 minus 21d equals 50 minus 20d. Combine like terms. I'm going to bring this one over to the left. So I'm going to add 20d to both sides. Those cancel off. I am going to subtract the 70 from both sides. Those cancel off. Leaves me with -1d equals -20. Well, it's got to divide off that -1. So d is +20. On 12, distribute the 6 to both parts. Distribute the 11 to both parts. We have 30k minus 48 minus 20 equals 22k minus 33 plus 3k. Now, combine like terms, still have 30k Those two are going to give us negative 68. The k's on this side add up to 25k. And we have negative 33 still. Combine like terms, subtract 25k from both sides. Add the 68k, sorry, 68, okay, to both sides. We now have a difference of 5k. And on this side, let's see, 68 minus 33, that's going to be 35. Divide by 5, and k is 7. 13. We have the negative needs to be distributed to both of those. On this one, the negative 3 needs to be distributed to both of those. So we have negative b minus 13 minus 4b. Negative 3 times 5 is negative 15. Negative 3 times 9 is positive 27b. And then we have plus 2 still. Combine like terms on this side. Negative b and negative 4b is negative 5b. We still have the negative 13. 15 and 2 combine together to give us negative 13. We still have the 27b. We can go ahead and I'm going to bring the smaller value over here to the other side. So let's add 5b to both sides. Now cancel off. I'm going to bring this 13 over to the other side by adding it. That's going to cancel off. And actually, look, it cancels off over here too. So we're just left with 0 on that side. On this side, we now have 32b. But if I divide off 32 from 0, that is still just 0. So b equals 0. On number 14, distribute the 5, distribute the 3. That's 10r plus 20. This is 6r plus 27. And we still have the 4r and the 7. Combine like terms. So on the right side, the 2 r's give us 10r. The 27 and the negative 7 gives us 20. As of right now, we already have the exact same thing on both sides of our equation. We can say that we come out with a true statement, and this is going to be infinite solutions. Now, if you were to keep going, say we subtracted the 10r, subtracted the 10r. So again, we could have stopped here, right? Could have stopped right there. As soon as we saw that it's exactly the same. But if we kept going, brought the 10 to this side, and bring the 20 over this side by subtracting. So we got those cancel out, those cancel out. Everything's canceling out. I end up with 0 is equal to 0. That's a true statement. So infinitely many solutions. Again, could have stopped earlier. As soon as we have the exact same thing on both sides, we know it's infinite solutions because it doesn't matter what we plug in for x, it'll come out the same. All right, 2 more. Number 15. 8 gets distributed, 2 gets distributed. 8q minus 40 equals 6q minus 20. Bring the 6 over by subtracting. Bring the 40 over by adding. Eight minus 6 is 2, so 2q equals 40 and minus 20 is 20. Divide off 2 from both sides. That leaves us with q equals 10. Last one. Distribute the 2, distribute the 7. We have 18x minus 2 plus 7x plus 42 equals negative 60. Combine like terms. 18 and 7. They're both positives. Add them together, we get 25. -2 and 42. Add them together, we get positive 40. Bring the 40 across by subtracting it. 25x equals -100. Divide both sides by 25. X equals -4. And those are all the answers to our worksheet from today. Hopefully the video helps you out if you're struggling with anything. There are multiple ways that you can do some of these problems. So the way that I have them set up is not the only way that you can do them. Have a good weekend, and I'll see you on Monday.